Investing is a term that has such a good reputation that people are trying to use it in order to negatively impact and profit from many individuals. And this goes much farther than just investing itself. I'm not saying that you're going to lose money from trading on the stock market. I'm saying that investing is negatively impacting the economy based on how people are advertising it and is severely taking away from many other risks that people would otherwise be taking. Now, before I get into this video, make sure to like and subscribe if you'd like to see more content like this. Also, make sure to join my Discord group down in the description down below if you would like to join our amazing community of like-minded individuals and traders. But let's get right into the video. And first I want to talk about what I actually mean by investing is a term that is being overused. Now, this all roots in risk-taking. And what do I mean by risk-taking? Well, I mean risk-taking as something that virtually everyone does at least once throughout their lifetime if they are trying to become successful. If you want to be successful, you have to take risks. This is a simple fact that can basically not be debated. If you want to try to start your own company, you have to take a risk by either investing your time into that company specifically, or maybe quitting your job, maybe spending more time doing a specific thing in order to achieve something. There are many ways that you can take risks. And the goal of those risks is in order to try to become successful or advance yourself in whatever way that you're trying to pursue. Now, the problem from this comes with investing, as people are trying to advertise investing as a way for the common person to take a risk and become successful. And I have a very large issue with this. First, let me talk about where this comes from. This all originates from advertising. And let me give you an example of how people can convince you to use investing in a negative way. So let's say that I'm a politician, as this is very trendy right now. Everyone's talking about politics. Politicians are doing tons of advertising across various platforms. Let me explain to you how politicians make effective ads. What politicians do in order to try to get you to vote for them is they tell you something that you think, or at least a majority of people think, is inherently true. So let me give you an example. Let's say that I want to try to get into office and I'm advertising my campaign. What I could do is I could say a statement that, let's say, a majority of people agree with, such as inner city schools are underfunded. And then I will tell you after that statement to vote for Adrien for whatever position in office. And the reason why this works is because trying to convince someone of something is much more difficult than telling someone something that they already think is true. So many people, as I said before, would automatically agree with that statement. Inner city schools are underfunded, just as an example. And so what would happen afterwards is you have their attention because they agree with this issue, they want to try to solve it, they want to take action, and then I present them with this very simple solution for this problem that may be very important for this individual. All they have to do is vote for me in order to get me into office. Now, although I'm saying that if you get me into office, maybe I'll solve this issue, that doesn't necessarily mean that I need to follow through on that. And this is the same thing that happens with investing. I'm using something that seems good, right? Let me solve this issue that many people care about. However, I'm utilizing it in a bad way to try to get your vote, even if it means that I'm not actually going to do anything once I get into office. And so how this connects to investing is, let's say I'm a person that's trying to profit off of the industry of investing. So I want to try to profit from people that trade the stock market. How I'll do this is I'll present them with two things that automatically a majority of people agree with, but might not be that educated on. The first thing I'm going to tell them is, do you want to be successful? That is something that, again, a majority of people are not going to be millionaires or multimillionaires. A majority of people want to try to become successful. They want to take risks. So automatically, most people are going to agree with that statement. And then the second statement is, well, if you want to try to become successful, then why don't you get into investing? And they present this idea of investing as investing has a very good reputation. Think about investing from when you are a very young kid. Everyone always presents investing as this thing that the most successful people do, right? There's so many successful people that have come from investing. Everyone loves investing. Everyone's talking about how amazing investing is. If only they were a better investor, they could be a millionaire. And so they tap into two very important things, two things that most people agree with, that they want to make money and that investing is a good opportunity. And then they try to convince you through those two arguments that you can make a full-time income through investing. And just as if I'm a politician, I don't need to follow through on my statement, that's the exact same thing with investing. Although everything I've said so far may be true to you, the one place where this is no longer true is the fact that you are going to make a full-time income from investing. And so let me explain to you why this is a bad argument. I'm not saying that investing is bad or that people shouldn't invest their money. Of course, I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is that for a majority of people, investing is not going to be the way that they are going to make it. If I'm starting out with $1,000, $2,000, $10,000 in my bank account, investing is not going to be the way that I become a millionaire, or even it's not going to be the way that I make six figures. Sure, I can start a business within the investing space that can make me a millionaire or can make me six figures, but investing itself, as is being pitched in this ad, is not going to make me a millionaire or six figures unless I make very risky investments. And so this is where you have to compare investing versus other opportunities. And this is where I think the damage is being done. People are being convinced that instead of pursuing these other opportunities, starting my own business, getting a raise, pursuing my passion, I should instead pursue investing because it's this proven thing that's going to allow me to become successful and achieve financial freedom. But the reality is that just investing by itself. I'm not saying, working for a company that's like a hedge fund or something. I'm not saying that. I'm saying pure investing, going to the stock market, renovating a house, buying a house and renting it out. For a majority of people, just purely doing that is going to give you a much lower chance of success than if you instead went and started another venture, you took some other risk outside of investing, and then took the money that you made from that and put it into investing as a passive income. It's a passive income source. This is the biggest issue, in my opinion, with the way that investing is being pitched. Investing, the best way to utilize investing for a majority of people is not to make a full-time income. It's to grow the money that you already have passively. So now let me talk about something that has been spawned from this idea that investing can give you a full-time income. And this just really highlights the amount of damage that has been done to this industry. And the one specific example I want to talk about, which is really the worst of the worst, but of course, if there's something that's this bad, imagine all the other people that haven't gotten to this point yet. So this is only going to continue to get worse. The one specific example I want to talk about is Wall Street bets. In my opinion, Wall Street bets originates from this idea that investing is a replacement for your normal income. Instead of pursuing something outside of investing, why don't I just take my $10,000 in savings and invest all of it into a very risky investment in order to try to make six figures or $1 million, whatever it may be, and that's where Wall Street bets comes from. And again, I think there's a lot of damage being done from this because starting your own company, taking risks in other ways is going to be much better than taking a super risky position that you're most likely going to lose in the stock market because you're not accounting for everything else that you could have done when starting your own company. Not only do I think that the chances of you succeeding and making six figures or $1 million, not only do I think it's much higher by starting your own company, but also if you go the route of investing and just going all in on some arbitrary options position or something, you're not learning anything from that. If at the end of the day, if you go through the investing route and lose all your money, because there always will be a percentage of people, regardless of which path you take, that will lose all of their money, that will not end up being successful. But if you go the investing route, at the end of it, you're not going to have anything to say for it. Sure, you learned I shouldn't go all in on the stock market and make a super risky investment, but outside of that, you haven't really learned anything. Whereas if you tried to start your own company and lost all your money and failed, you're going to have a lot of super valuable skills that can help you get back to the point where you can take that risk again and try to start your own business. So once again, the point of this video is not to argue that investing is bad or that you shouldn't invest or anything like that. Really, the point of this video is to tell you that if you're trying to pursue investing, whether it be trading, buying houses, whatever it is, if you're trying to pursue investing as a full-time income, for a majority of people, that is really not the best way to do it. You should reevaluate your situation and ask yourself, if I instead tried to pursue a company in the financial services space, if I tried to pursue a company with the passion that I truly love doing, maybe it's reading books, maybe you should write your own book, try to have a bestseller, whatever you want to do, maybe you should pursue that before you start investing all of your money and get stuck in this idea that the stock market is going to be what's going to replace your income and allow you to truly become successful. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching this video. Hopefully you like this little set that I'm building here. It's not quite done yet, but it should be done soon. But see you all in the next one.